I usually do not talk about politics because it's such a crazy thing. People want to fight and cuss you out and call you this and call you that, and it's just your opinion. I'm not a lawmaker, and I'm not discriminating against anyone. Some people's political figures, political beliefs discriminate against people. But I want to talk about Trump being indicted for the second time. This case obviously more serious than the first. Um, First, let's talk about the reason Trump is here. Trump is here because of his mouth. One thing about when you're committing crimes is you want to be discreet. You don't want to commit crimes and then go talk about it. You don't want to tweet about it. You don't want to celebrate your crimes. You don't want to put light on your crimes. Trump decides to do these crimes over the phone, in videos, now in audios, and after he was indicted, now in pictures. Man got hundreds of boxes scattered all over his house. He moved them after they said we coming to get him. He said we ain't got none at first. Then they said we only got the 20 here, the 50 here, and then we moved some more. So the reason Trump is because of his mouth. And when you've been committing crimes Trump has been a public figure for 50 years. When you've been committing criminal and civil crimes for probably 20, 30 of those years, your mouth will get you in trouble. So he's been open about being inappropriate with women. He pretty much said that's part of course for his tax break. While no one said it wasn't true, the fact that he put it out there made it bad. And he's lost civil suits after civil suit and settlement because of those statements and his actions. Also, the reason Trump is in this situation is when you commit crimes, whether you're the big boss, the small boss, one person on a crew of 50, or 50 people on a crew of 50, is you want to commit crimes by yourself. You always want to commit crimes where the only witness is me. Commit crimes where the only person that can tell on me is me. In this case, Trump has a co-defendant who's going to testify against him. He has people that are going to testify against him. They're going to say this man told me to move these boxes. He told me to hide these boxes. His own lawyers dropped him as a client and had to shield themselves from their own prosecution when he said, yo, take these boxes and do da-da-da-da-da. So when you have, and obviously remember while he was in the White House, many of his friends was getting locked up. His own lawyer went to prison. Michael Cohen is a convicted felon playing with Trump. So when you're doing any type of crime, you want to do crimes by yourself. Because some people are going to commit crimes, it is what it is. But if you're going to do them, you don't want to be part of a gang. I don't want to be a car 4 deep. You don't want to be, hey, do this and do that. Because the people you tell them do this, do that, go testify against you. Now, I'm going to say something that's going to shock some people. I do think one of these trials, Trump will be convicted. Whether this one, the Georgia one will probably be a RICO case. No really way you get around that. He's losing lawyers because there's no really path forward for these lawyers. These lawyers can't say he didn't know. He knew the process ahead of time. His lawyers say he can't say he didn't do it. He admitted he did it. You can't say we don't have a smoking gun. He's on audio. The man's on video. The man is on Twitter admitting to these crimes, blatantly telling them to kiss my behind. I do what I want. But I'm going to say something that's going to shock you. Trump is going to get out of these because Joe Biden, if he's reelected, keyword if he's reelected, or whoever the next president will be, will pardon Donald Trump. what people don't understand is political theater is what this is. And when I say that, it's because all politicians protect politicians. Look at Governor Rob Boyovich in Illinois. He was pardoned by Donald Trump. Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick, pardoned by Donald Trump. Kwame Kilpatrick was allegedly involved in embezzling millions of dollars with from the great city of Detroit and some other stuff. Rob Boyovich was convicted of trying to sell then Senator Barack Obama's seat for a few $1,000s to anybody. Reverend Jackson's son was in the mix. His own nephew or cousin or something was in the mix. He was trying to sell it to anybody, whoever the highest bidder was. He did like 8 to 10 years over that. But always remember, once you become part of the brotherhood, you're protected. Matt Gaetz has not been charged and will not be charged because he's part of the brotherhood. He was accused of taking his young underage friend, his words, not the underage part, allegedly, over state lines. His co-defendant turned over all the evidence and got like 10 or 12 years. Matt Gaetz is still out free right now. The governor of Mississippi allegedly colluded with Brett Favre, Ted DiBiase, the money man. Still millions of dollars for welfare fraud, for welfare funds for the poor. So when they talk about, I believe in the Bible, they rip out the pages and say, feed the hungry, clothe the naked. They rip them pages out. Say we're going to build this building that's still standing today. Come on now. The building's still standing today. No one has been, the governor has not done a year in prison. And we got more. So political people are protected because they protect each other. Bill Clinton has been accused of some heinous things. Hillary Clinton accused of some heinous things. Never seen a day in prison. Recently, one of the Cuomo, the governor, New York at the time, said he was getting too handsy. He was at the workplace touching too low, touching too high, touching too much. They said, hey, just resign. We're going to let this go away, man. Don't worry about this. Let this go. So when you understand, once you become a part of the brotherhood, Trump going to be protected, man. Joe Biden is going to pardon. Freaking, if Donald Trump is convicted and Joe Biden, or whoever the next president is, Ron DeSantis, whoever, it don't matter, Kamala Harris, whoever is a part of this circus that's going to happen, will protect their political brother because that's the oath they take. They don't side with him in his personal life, but they all doing some type of crimes. There's only 40-something presidents. You think they don't all think alike? This is why the presidents are more similar. To want to wake up and say, I want to be the ruler of the free world. Not just United States. The United States president has more power than anyone in the world. Got access to bombs, access to free news, anything we want. I turn on CNN right now and the president speaking, that's free news. I don't have to, please schedule my meeting at 12 o'clock. I want to go live. Please make sure the media, no. I go live right now, 15 channels will have me right there. I'm the president. Go where I want, do what I want. All these guys think alike. It's a weird thought process to want to be that dominant, to want to be that great, that whatever words you want to use, be much of that ruler. So he will be protected because he's part of the brotherhood. A lot of these people are not speaking out because, yeah, he's in a tough situation. Yeah, I think he's going to prison. Do I think he's doing 20 years? Absolutely not. Do I think he's doing 10? No. Once he gets in prison and they go over whoever figure out is going to be the president in 2024, technically 2025, they go pardon him. Now, I'm not saying they go pardon him on day one. I'm not saying they go pardon him in year one. But if Trump is convicted, imagine if Kamala Harris got a pardon. Oh boy, that would be, whew, let's not wish on that. Let's not even think about that. Let's say Joe Biden. Or Ron DeSantis. Because once you become a part of the brotherhood, and the reason I say brotherhood, because most politicians are male. Not I'm not being sexist, but I'm mainly talking about the brotherhood of being a president. But yes, the brotherhood, sisterhood, but the brotherhood because most politicians are male. They're going to protect Donald Trump. He's going to do some time now. Whether it's a day, a week, a month, a year, he'll do some time. But they're going to say, let this go because he's part of the brotherhood. He is part of a system that says, I get to lie to citizens, have them donate money to me. I get elected, and I tell them to kick rocks. I'm a part of the brotherhood, baby. That's why Donald Trump is arrogant, because he knows. He can't say, I'm part of the brotherhood, I'm protected. That's why he can donate to Republicans, independents, Democrats for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. That's why he can elect judges and say, man, don't worry about them charges. Let them drop. The man been protected for decades. You think he's scared now? He's worried now because his money has ran out. His influence has ran out. Because the people around him are going to jail, prison, and they turn against him. The difference is once if he was not a political figure, he can just give money. He ain't got to worry about nobody turning on him because he got the money. Once he became a political figure, he became part of the brotherhood. And the brotherhood protects him, but they also turn on him. When he was in the free world, nobody turned on him. They wasn't like, nah, just give us some money, bro. We want your money. There was all these criminals at his parties. All these rappers was at his parties. All the superstars. Everybody's at his parties. They don't care about that. But once you become a political figure, they go turn on you. But Joe Biden may become all. We'll see. Joe Biden around DeSantis, let's just say it, will pardon Donald Trump because he's part of the brotherhood. The political brotherhood is a sick political theater that the United States has. But once you become part of the brotherhood, you commit crimes and never sit there in prison. And if you do, we'll get you out. I just named some of the alleged criminals. Mississippi governor, Kwame Kilpatrick, and Ron Blagojevich are convicted felons. Cuomo from New York. The Clintons, Bill, you choose which accuser you want to believe. Clarence Thomas, you choose which accuser you want to believe. Hillary Clinton, accuse which theory you want to believe or rumor you want to believe about her. But once you become a part of the brotherhood, Ted Cruz is in there, Matt Gaetz was in there. Once you take an oath to run for office, get votes, get donations, get elected, you got to scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. Now, some of the dirt on my back might need a little tattoo to cover it up, but you still got to get it off. You may have to get a little scrape it off of me a little harder, but you got to get it off. And the brotherhood of politics has always been the same. These criminals get into these offices and do heinous things. Embezzlement, fraud, sexual assault, sexual harassment, racism, discrimination, whatever you want to think about it, they doing it. But they protect it because we all know we all are protecting each other. If you let me slip, they're going to let you slip. We can't have that. These politicians are all the same. There ain't no politician that's, oh, I've never done anything wrong. Please. They're all the same. Every single one of them. Side note, the mayor of New York City is giving a hotel chain $100,000 to house immigrants. The mayor of Chicago just approved $50 million for a high school to be turned into a homeless shelter for immigrants. So while we have hundreds of thousands of homeless Americans laying on the street, mental health, physical health, drug addicts, people who are working, but because the cost of living is so high, they have to live on the street, live with their families, their friends, live with people who are sick, unwell. The United States has decided to give thousands of dollars to immigrants. This is why the political system in the United States is fractured. No other country, you can have a political figure run and say, I want to take tax dollars taken from citizens who pay their bills, who go get a hot dog at the store and pay taxes on that, buy a car and pay taxes on that, buy a shirt and pay taxes on that, buy concert tickets and pay taxes on that. And you say, give my money not to the homeless people of America, born here, of all walks of life. There's homeless blacks, there's homeless whites, there's homeless Asians, homeless Jews, there's homeless every kind of human American is a homeless person. Homeless encampments filled with Asians, blacks, Jewish people, any religion, whatever box you want to check is there. But we have politicians running and approving millions of dollars to go to immigrants, people who break into other countries. No matter what side of the aisle it is, you give a young kid 5-10 years in prison for breaking into a car, stealing a laptop, breaking into a house, stealing a car. But people who break into countries, climb walls, hide in vehicles, steal vehicles and enter, breaking into countries, states, trespass in countries. You give them hotel, food vouchers, health insurance. So the political theater is all theater to me. I don't look at it as one side is better than the other side, or, well, he did wrong, he's gonna go down. They all doing wrong. You can't fathom if I tell you have a family, you have a wife and kid, you have a husband, you have a parent you're taking care of, a nephew, a niece, a little cousin, an older cousin, whatever your family structure is, and I tell you to take money out your family, go give it to some family member from another country. You look at me like I'm crazy. And I say, yo, you gonna vote for me if I take your money and feed somebody else's family, even though I know you need help. I know you living on the street, you need help with groceries, you need help with a little light bill, you need help on the mortgage payment, help on the rent. But I say, hey, take your money. I'm gonna take your money. And I'm gonna feed another family, even though I see you struggling. Man, America is America, man. I don't think people understand, like, this. You couldn't even construct that in your brain to make someone make that seem right. Take thousands of dollars and give to people who are breaking and entering a country, committing felonious activities under the guise of diplomacy. We're doing right as a human to human transaction. When you let the humans that are born here, that pay a tax every day to get home, whether your home is 100 miles from your house, 50 miles from your house, or 5 miles from the train station, you pay a tax every time you wake up in the United States. and you are running for public office to house immigrants, to give taxpayer-funded dollars, Mayor Adams should never have a job again. He should have to resign. The mayor of Chicago should never have to, he should have no political figure. I don't want to say where he should be at, because I'd be like, anyone working at Walmart, but then people are working about, what's wrong with Walmart? Nothing wrong working at Walmart. But these people should never be in position again. When you're selling people down the river, you're selling black dollars down the river, you're selling Latino dollars down the poor whites. There's more poor whites, statistically speaking, there's more poor whites in the United States than any other group. If you've traveled a little bit the Midwest, mainly in the South, obviously the Midwest is a bigger land barrier. You got a lot of, your South Dakotas, your Iowas, all that stuff. Your Illinois, states that no one even know about. Your North Dakotas, your Wisconsin, your Mississippi's. A lot of your poor whites are in there, in the South. They're still in the South. Your trailer park communities, people with just a truck and one tooth in their mouth. The most expensive thing in their house is a class ring. They got from high school, $200. That's all they got. That's the money that they could be using to help your community. And it's being helped to help citizens build wealth in the United States faster than any other group. Welcome to the circus, baby. Welcome to the circus.